Hey guys, here with Ezequiel with a Odd Eyes Pendulum deck profile.
So we'll start with the main deck. Of course, the boss of the deck, 3 Odd Eyes Pendulum Dragons, Platinum Rares. Standard 3 Magicians, Dragon Pit Magician. I play 2 Oaths. The recycler of the deck recycles anything from the graveyard. 2 Janky Magicians, they're Portuguese, but this is like your magician with the highest attack, also negates light monsters effects, very important in this format. The 1 Wisdom Eye, sadly. The 1 Dragon Pulse, it comes in handy every now and then for your rank 4s. The 1 Timebreaker, this is actually one of my favorite cards aside from Janky Magician. The 1 Tuner, which is your Noble Dragon, those are the one-offs for the Magicians. And moving on to the Perform Pals that I play. 2 Odd Eyes Unicorn, Perform Pals. Really good searchable with Sky Iris, that's the only reason why I started playing the deck again. 1 Monkey Board, searchable with the Odd Eyes after scaling. And the 1 Joker. Sadly, it's only on 1. Those are the only 4 Performer Pals I play in this deck. I feel like those are the only ones you need. 2 Unicorns. This makes this deck really, really good because you can just bounce anything. BA hates this card, guys. He really hates it. 2 Archfiend Eccentrics. This is so that you could get more counters for your Magic Abductor, which I'll show you in a bit. Also destroys back row and your domain, because you see those a lot. Even with Dragon Pit, you'd be amazed, that still comes in handy. 2 Magical Abductors, turn 1 plays with terraforming any other pendulum monster, and you just have a free Joker, basically. So this is really good. That's it for the pendulum monsters. Then I have 2 Epic Sevions. I'm thinking about bumping this up to 3. This is like the whole reason, another big reason. This and Pendulum Card just makes this deck really, really like powerful. It's not once per turn, it's once per card, so you can always negate something and then just pendulum it back out. Especially if you're under Pendulum Card, your skills won't get destroyed.
You never find you break them with scales or anything?
I very rarely find me breaking with this, yeah. Just because of the Pendulum Card, and you run more high scales. 2 Maxis. I main 2, side the 3rd one, and then the 1 Veiler. Another target for Magical Abductor when it's on the field, and you have counters, you search for the Veiler. I side the other Veiler too for such matchup like Monarch especially. I find myself siding this out a lot though. For the spells, I run 3 Pendulum Calls. This is the Magician not being destroyed that turn or the opponent's turn makes it so good, so they can never Twin Twister. During the turn that one's used, 2 Sky Irises and 2 Terraformings. This gets you the Magical Abductor play first turn, so you can always, if you open with this Magical Abductor and any pendulum or the Pendulum card, it gets really broken. Sometimes I even open up Pendulum card when I have the Abductor with the Sky Iris, so it's really, really good. The 1 Odd Eyes Fusion, the 1 Twin Twister, the 1 Regaki. These are just the one-offs. And then my 1 trap that I play in this deck is a Solemn. Believe it or not, I see this and Regeki so much. Like, my friends can attest for that. I have no idea. I call it a curse. Don't break my curse. It's a good curse. Moving on to the extra deck. I run my 1 Vortex. I'm thinking about bumping this up to 2. Still debating it. I really run Dante. I don't go into too much, but it's also my tribute father for the Cherry. I do have a couple little level 3s, so sometimes I go into Dante to mill detach the Noble Dragon, mill 3 and attack for 25. I've only done it once since I played the deck. It's mostly for the Cherries. Rank 4s, I run the Biz Dweller, the Castel, the Trapeze, and one of my favorite ones is the Dark Rebellion XYZ Dragon for your rank 4s. I like this over the Monarchs because you turn them, they lose half of their attack points, and you attack with the Odd Eyes, and then this is just a huge beater. So they end up shuffling this instead of your scales or something because they can't get over there. My 1 level 6, which is Utopia Beyond. This is the main reason why I really like my level 6s, and I run Oaths and Unicorns. And even Monkey Board can make this. It makes their attacks to 0, and it has 3,000. So if they have 2 monsters on the field, Odd Eyes Pendulum Dragon does double damage, and this does 3k. So that's game with just 2 attacks. So no Veiler, game. The 1 Red Eyes Flare for rank 7. This is if you attack with 3 25 beaters and then leave them at 500, make this and then watch them crash.
Yeah, it's like a cowboy.
Pretty much, this is my cowboy, yeah. Big Eye. There's so many plays with this and Janky Magician, because I would dual play, and then the Infinity will try to negate it. Then I negate Infinity, and I'll just take it right after. I've done that. I've resolved that so many times. I've taken Beatrice's and Dante's and nilled for fun. Moving on to my odd eyes in my extra deck. Two odd eyes absolute. The one rebellion. You can resolve rebellion so easy having two scales that turn your absolute into a level instead of a rank, which is your janky magicians, and so many level 7s that you can make it really easy with absolute. Then two meteor bursts. I run all of these to go into the vortex after the absolute. I run these for I really like having targets in my extra deck when this dies. Even if it's not a vortex, you still can summon this and use the effect. And if it's an Elf Dragon, you pick one up from the grave. So it's like it keeps going during your turn.
Like the holy odd eyes trinity.
Yes, pretty much. They're really amazing. And then the one clear wing. I was gonna take this out, but I ended up keeping it. It still does a lot of work. This, a Janky, an Apex, or a freaking Unicorn, and then first turn, and then it's like infinite negations, and you can't target them for like a far or anything, because this would just negate and destroy and gain the attack. So that's my extra deck that I play. Going on to the side deck, I do have cherries I main 2. I side 2 in. I used to have 3, but I feel like 2 is enough. It will clog your deck if you have 3 and you don't have that many targets for it. So 2 is fine, because you also have the third Maxi. Third Maxi is amazing. Second Veiler, I do put this in going second against Monarch. Sometimes I'll keep it going first, but every now and then I'll just side it out because I have 3 Master Tricks. The one Omega, there's been so many Synchron decks, and if I put in the other Veiler, I can actually make this. So against the Synchron decks and like side frames and stuff, I've seen too much of that online, playing online on DN. You see a lot of that in the top hundreds and stuff. I'm like top 50, I believe. But yeah, so Omega, I do go side in the Omega. The extra Twin Twister, I've been seeing so many anti-spells, it's crazy, and I've been lucky to draw this a few times. 2 system downs, one going second. Sometimes I'll just main one when I'm going, or put in one when I'm going first against what is it, Cleese, and this hurts Cleese and Cosmos, yeah. Going on to my traps in my side deck, I have 2 Roar Decrees. Yeah, they have different sleeves. I haven't fully got my old KMCs, but 2 Roar Decrees, 2 Imperial Wasp. Really good against decks like sometimes Monarchs, but I don't want to set any Monarchs. Mainly just for the Cosmos. And 3 Master Strict. Since we have so much stuff that can protect the Master Strict, like I'll just put in 3 and then have a Vortex or Apex on it. Unless they have Twin Twister, which is my thing I'm going to negate, and they probably only see 1 during the whole game, I pretty much won the game after that. And that's my deck.
Alright, thanks Ezekiel.